very unique situation. If you're new to the channel right now, I was born and raised in Australia. At some point, I think I was probably 16, 17, I got my Thai passport. So I hold 2 citizenships. That is because my parents are Thai. The whole goal of this channel is not to change anybody's
I'm a
mind.
now, huh?
That's it.
I don't give a damn what you
Can
want
we
to do. You're inspired by me, you want to do the same thing. This is what this channel is about. I want to be documenting it all. Now I know my position is very unique, and it's a lot easier for someone like me to go live in Thailand. The whole reason
Yo,
why I
bro,
want to document
we're in the
everything
cow for demon.
is because I still want to show the
We're in
process
the cow for
of what
fucking
it's like
demon.
if you don't even have a Thai citizenship. There's benefits that come with holding an Australian passport when it comes to moving to a place like Thailand. There are things you can take advantage of.
Yo,
I'm going to be showcasing.
I'm gonna issue a fine for clapping
Positives of
in the car.
Thailand on paper clearly is a longer list than the positives you get living in.
Man, I can't think of any place than Town Hall. Seriously.
You can literally live there.
There's no place to play
live
the
a
pool.
normal life.
There's no place to buy
Eat out
food
3
after
times a day.
after midnight.
Let's
Regular
play
places.
snooker.
Just enjoy your life. Have a beach across the road.
want to
type
play
shit.
snooker?
You know, you can go
We can
do
watch,
that
we
in
can play.
Thailand for literally
Where can I
1,500
find
Australian dollars a month. You would
You
pay
can watch, we can
more
play in the
just for
pool.
rent
Or you can play
a
an
month
arcade game anyway.
living in Sydney.
There's maybe
And that's just rent. That
maybe
doesn't
that.
include your bills. That doesn't include the utilities that come with that apartment.
Yeah,
or
arcade
house
game,
that you're
that's
renting.
arcade
It does
game.
come with the internet bills.
That's all I can think
Listen,
of.
for that price
Other than
a
that, it's
month
gym.
in Thailand, you got 7-Eleven basically in front of your house, which if you know, 7-Eleven is goated as fuck.
Ooh, I'm getting cold.
2, if you're in an apartment or a condo complex, comes with 24/7 security. It's basically like living in a hotel. That's what it's like. It's basically living in a hotel. So yeah, cost of living, dirt cheap. You can make it as cheap as you want to, and like any other place, you can also make it as expensive as you want to, depending what type of lifestyle you're chasing. But what you'd be paying for in Thailand, you'll be getting a lot more luxury for a quarter of the monthly price that you pay just to live in Sydney. Alright, so 1, cost of living, cheap as hell. 2, the people there, man, when I say that people are genuinely relaxed,
I'm relaxed.
it's actually genuinely a problem how relaxed
I'm not
people are. Because their economic, like GDP or whatever, like the stats that measure the productivity of a society in a specific country, it's not too high in Thailand. Because they go by this philosophy, and it's called Sabai Sabai, which literally translates to just relax. Like relax, take it easy. It's that type of vibe. Previous king, he pushed the philosophy of make what you need, buy what you need, don't try to buy things and use things and earn money in an excessive way.
Let's be
We
mad,
need
let's
to allow
all
the
be
people
mad,
who
man.
are at the bottom
Let's go, man.
to catch up. Don't be just buying up everything because you can.
We need NDI funding now, man.
That was the philosophy in
it.
China, and it's worked out.
For Mark.
And it's also
Mark
become a
needs
double-edged sword
NDI.
because people are just really that relaxed that, you know, the productivity isn't crazy high compared to somewhere in Australia or Sydney, right? Where everything is just hustle, get the fuck out of my way. If you're in my way, I'm gonna run you over type of vibe. Like it's, I don't know, it's just different here, man.
gonna run you over.
There, they really take relaxing to a whole nother level. People have time to stop and have a conversation, you know. And we're talking about everyone you come across on the street. Business owners, people trying to cook food, run restaurants, sell things, blah, blah, blah. Everybody has time to just have a chat.
Boys, you gotta
They
clap.
love foreigners over there. We call you guys Farangs, bro. That's the foreigner, that's the white boy. But we love you guys. As you guys come over, majority of the time, obviously there's gonna be a couple of dickheads, there's gonna be a couple of bad apples that rock up here and there, but man, 9.5 times out of 10, everybody rocks up, they're respectful, they're chill, they enjoy, they embrace the culture, and everybody just ends up having a good time, and that's why most people end up choosing to live over there compared to a place like here.
What the fuck was that?
Groceries, I mean, it's gone up now, but
Fuck.
compared to Australia, shit, it's not even close. If you like the Vegemite, Tim Tams, all this shit, bro, you're actually paying more for your own products here in Australia than what the Thai people are paying in Thailand, man. Straight up. That's got to show you that there's something seriously wrong with this place. That products that are made here for the people here first, then get shipped overseas. The ones that buying it overseas are buying it for a cheaper price. Crazy how that works, bro. People are nice. Groceries are still cheap compared to Australia, and I feel like you have more time over there. Obviously, now you're gonna bring up the point of, oh yeah, it's easy for you because you're the citizen there.
This
You
is
don't have
my
to go
original
through
neighborhood,
bullshit.
Mecca.
Listen, bro, so many people have gone and lived over
Mecca.
there without the whole
This is my
citizenship thing.
this is my original
and it's just as
neighborhood.
easy.
Megatron.
The reason why
Rockdale?
I'm personally going back there
Oh, auntie.
is because my
This is
whole
where I grow
family
up.
lives there now.
Oh, legend.
Wanna
Mom
grow
and
up?
dad used to love this place. They fucking hate it. So they left. I'm not like most of you. I don't have a huge support network where I can... All my grandparents are dead. They're no longer alive, rest in peace. I don't have any siblings. I have no aunties, no uncles, no cousins here where I can ask for help when I need it. And the biggest benefit, bro, for me, like personally for me, I love my cars. I love my Jap cars. I love modifying. I love the culture that surrounds the cars. And in Thailand, I can do that without being harassed by police. There's many benefits to it. I think the main ones to point out right now is obviously financial reasons of no matter where you're staying in Thailand, it will honestly just bring you more peace. You don't have to be in such a rush because nobody around you is going to be in such a rush to become rich and invest and do this and do that. Now, I've seen some comments, people are like, yeah, I want to move to Thailand too. Some people like saying that they want to go to the Philippines. Vietnam was one of the other answers, you know, Europe as well. You know, there's so many different places that you can
make
go
you do
to
that.
and just enjoy life and still work, bro, still grind. I'm not trying to promote nobody to be lazy here. Maybe put your effort into something that's going to actually give you some results instead of grinding something that's literally a dead end. You know? People can say what they want to. To me, it just seems like they're mad that they didn't do it first. And now they can't. Because they've entrapped themselves in this bullshit lifestyle of just paying off a mortgage and hoping for the best. Maybe some of them actually did have the thought of moving.
Hey, Mecca.
Yeah, man.
And
This
then
is
what about-
the house I was born in.
They became scared.
This White
They
House
let
here.
fear win. They
Legend, bro.
didn't let fear push them.
Wow. That is
They got
Chicho.
got, man.
Yeah.
Now they're getting mad because the echo chamber's finally breaking, man. People finally seeing that the lifestyle that they fell for is no longer the answer. Now they're mad at us because we have a way out and the grass is literally greener on the other side. Shit, anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you, man. If you liked it, cool. If you didn't like it, cool. Subscribe if you want to. I'll see you on the next one, bro. Does Sydney feel like a trap to you as well? Let's go for a drive. We'll talk about it. I'm only going to be breaking down my experience of this place. I can't talk for nobody else. I won't speak for anybody else. All I got is my own experience, and if you relate to it, cool. So this place feels like a fucking trap, man. Let's take it back to when I left high school, 2014. We were still young. We didn't care about wanting a house straight away. We cared about trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And like every other kid, I was inspired by things, I was influenced by things, I was motivated by others, tried the uni route. That shit wasn't for me. I never expected anything to be handed to me. I never wanted people to just give me things. I was down to work. I was down to put in the effort. I was down to pay my dues. But over the years, this is what I've learned. No matter how much effort you put in,
I feel like this guy's black.
the work environment in Sydney will always gaslight you into feeling you are not doing enough.
Yeah.
Or they'll gaslight you
Indicative. It's
in
like,
saying,
"Yeah, I
hey, man,
tried,
you're actually doing
but,
really well.
You just need male
This
friends,
person
man.
that just
Positive
left,
male friends.
we need help
Yeah.
doing this other position as well. And like a young, dumb spastic at the time, I was always like, yeah,
Check his
bro,
Facebook
it's
profile.
another
and it's just
opportunity. Maybe
wife
the
and
bosses
a
will
kid.
finally like me.
And then
Oh,
See what I'm
married.
worth.
So-
Straight clown behavior, bro. Don't ever
I
do
mean-
that. Get you working more than one position for the exact same pay. When's the last time you got a raise in your salary that was actually meaningful? How many times
This is what
last
happened when
year
there's no
did you get
self-development
pizza parties thrown in your face?
Yeah.
instead of just
You gotta hang out with
a
winners,
regular
man.
race. That meme, as sad as it is actually a very common thing in Sydney. They will throw parties at your face. They're happy to spend budgets on bullshit, but they'll never spend it on you. This place will gaslight you and make you think you're actually progressing in your career. Then you look back, 5 years, your life is gone. I'm not about to sit here and tell you that every decision I've made since I graduated high school were all perfect decisions. Majority of them were actually stupid decisions. However, they all came from a place with the intention to grow, to learn, to
Go
work,
on, have some street,
and actually make something of myself.
have some
I'm
street
first
market here,
generation.
please.
My
Yeah, no,
parents weren't
there's
handing me
nothing
shit.
here, man.
Lulu,
My parents
street
came
market, come
over here
on.
with a suitcase each, bro. Everything
No.
I started
You said no.
with the intention
Let's
to just
go for
work,
it, mate.
put in the hours,
No,
put
he
in the
wants
effort.
you to start a street market in
Got me
Sydney.
pizza parties. Never
really?
take up
Yeah.
more at work
Let's do it.
than what
Because
you are hired to do.
in Sydney, there's no street
Never.
market.
They will
It's just
milk you for
boring.
everything that
Let's do
you
it,
that
bro.
you are
Police is
worth
gonna
to
put a
them.
handcuff on your hand.
They will never pay you what you
Because I'm a
actually worth.
criminal.
Let's also talk about work-life balance. You want to get ahead and be where you want to be.
Mama, I'm a
Weekends are ours, bro.
criminal.
And some people are desperate enough, and I don't blame them. They will go and try something new. They'll accept those conditions, and they're back in the same cycle as they were before. And you're going
negative.
absolutely nowhere. Now they've got you in this position, right? Your mental
I
health
can't
is
blame
fucked
them,
up.
man.
You're not
The
feeling
city
like
is
you're
just-
actually growing.
that's
What you're
closed.
doing is
Not
getting
only
no
that,
return.
and there's no
It's
seat
paying
for
no
sitting down,
dividends.
relax.
strippers-
You're
the
beside you
strippers are
colleagues talking
closed.
about I'm getting a loan next week. Going to buy my first apartment. Bro, I'm gonna rent it out. I'm gonna refinance that shit.
Yeah,
And I'm
boy.
gonna get me my first house.
That's
Bro, I'll
it.
be like 35 and I'll own my first home, bro. It's like Matrix agent type shit, bro. They plant it in front of you and make you feel like, oh, damn, okay, this person next to me, that it's actually working out for them. Finally, somebody next to me is actually showing me that there's an actual way out. All I gotta do is get a house. Okay, no worries. So now, you're motivated again. So I'm just gonna grind. I'm just gonna put in the hours, bro. 24/7, non-stop, bro. It's all about the hustle, bro. That feeling lasts about 2 whole months before you realize you never got to save. Because the paycheck you get every week, fortnight, whatever your situation is, half of that's going to rent. These people, it feels like they just
Yeah,
spawn in
because
front
he's
of you
living off of one paycheck.
to keep you in this cycle, because finally there is someone next to you saying how things are working out for them, how they finally found a way out. What are you doing that I'm not? And it always comes back to just buying property, bro. Now this is gonna sound real tinfoil hat type shit of me right now, but I believe the reason why people are always talking about getting property this, property that, they're just working hard for debt. This system's way of just keeping you stuck in a shitty job that you don't want to be in. Because think about it, man. How long do these loans usually go for on average? 25 years, 30 years now? Get property, get property, get property. It's the only way out. It's the only way to get rich. I feel like the only reason why they're just jamming this shit down your throat, bro. Every time, everywhere you turn, property, property, property. I really honestly feel like it's just their way of keeping you at work, keeping you from actually living your life, bro. I honestly feel like it's their way of keeping you stuck
Well, men gotta
in
grind
this
anyway.
never-ending cycle, this trap. If you relate to me, you get the feeling that
It depends how you feel.
you go to work and what you're working for is to afford the debt that you get yourself into. They got a mad car, they got this, they got that.
He doesn't want to make the
After paying
sacrifice.
everything,
Yeah.
and you work just to pay off the debt that you get yourself into. So now you're starting to realize this never-ending trap
It's
that
not
they
even
put
just
you in.
about
What's
property.
the
He
solution?
doesn't want to make the
Saving up my money.
sacrifice to, you know,
I'm gonna
make
start
more
my own
money.
little business.
See?
For his
See
future.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Try to make it work. Make some side money. Make a
Doesn't
secondary
even want to make the
income. work.
sacrifice
It's all well and truly
to have his
good
own business.
Yeah.
until you realize
We gotta send
the
it to
social
him.
life is
Yeah.
done.
Hey, Lulu,
Yeah.
That's over.
we got a
Maybe you're willing to sacrifice
probably
that.
enemy.
Not enemy.
Yeah.
Now the anxiety, stress,
Challenger.
depression,
Challenger.
hopelessness of it all.
Yeah. So
Starts
this
kicking in day
YouTuber that we're
after day
listening right
after
now,
day.
Yeah.
we're
Start
recording
seeing
and we send it to
properties
him
go up.
and
They keep
challenge
moving the
him.
goalposts further, further,
And we're gonna say to him
further.
that you are wrong.
You get to that
you're a
point
bad
of wanting
person.
to start a business or whatever,
Not
your own
that he's a
side hustle.
bad person.
We have to destroy
You
you.
realize
Yeah.
you're working Monday to Friday, sometimes even weekends.
I don't know if you
You're
can
out
tell
the house around
sarcasm
7
or not.
a.m. You
Ah.
come home around 7 p.m. Time to relax a little bit, this, that, all of a sudden, now it's time for bed. do it all over again tomorrow. Saturday, you're probably recovering.
Oh, that's back in the days anyway.
Sunday, you're now doing some
1980s,
chores
whatever,
and
men have to
preparations
grind
for the
and
week to
come back to
start
work.
all over again. Everyone I talk to has felt the
We've
same
got to
way.
grind even more than
Let me know your
back in the
thoughts.
80s.
If you agree, if you disagree, put it in the comments, man. If you liked the video,
Back in the 80s,
sweet. If you didn't like it,
people were
cool.
able to work just
Subscribe if
one
you want
job
to.
and
See you on the next one, man.
Yeah.
make a good living and invest and take care of
As you may be
family.
aware,
Yeah,
the general cost of living
Yeah,
in
you're right,
Australia
'cause,
has risen over
you
the
can
past
have- you can
few
feed
years.
your
And while
wife
inflation is
and
currently
2,
at
3
its
kids.
lowest
Yeah.
level since 2021, access
And
to
still have
affordable
enough money
housing,
to
food
invest
and essential services
actually build
continues to be a
Yeah.
significant concern
But
for many
in the same time,
Australians. So in this video, we're going to talk about the cost of
If you
living
wanna
in
be rich, you
Australia
have to be
and key
positive, man.
things
Like,
you need
it's
to know
just
if you're planning
you
to
know,
move here.
you gotta-
Disclaimer though, as we always say,
And
the overall cost
Look
of living
Belma.
will vary
Look Belma,
according to
every
different
problem has a
factors. For
solution.
example,
Yeah.
There's
where you live
opportunity.
in, your state, city, or
What do you
even
call it? Every
suburb,
crisis,
your
there's
overall
an
lifestyle,
opportunity,
and
yeah.
even your
So
household
housing,
size, whether you are
that's
family,
2008 thing.
single, or a couple.
Yeah.
People
And in
make
line
money
with
out of
all
that.
our
In
other
COVID,
cost of
people
living
be-
videos,
some
we'll
became
start off with the
billionaires in
average
COVID.
salary in
Yeah, from,
Australia to
stocks
put
and
all these
crypto.
costs into
they
context.
were selling
According
masks.
to the latest ABS
They were
reports,
selling
the
masks.
average
Yeah,
weekly
that as well.
ordinary
Yeah.
time earnings for full-time workers in Australia are
I wish I
around
did that.
1,900 Australian dollars per week. I know that this may sound very high, but remember that this is average weekly earnings, and median weekly earnings are almost 1,400 Australian dollars per week. Now, knowing all this, let's get started. When it comes to grocery shopping and buying food and your essential items, according to the latest reports, the average Australian household, which is comprised of 2 to 3 people, spends between 800 and 1,200 Australian dollars on grocery bills
Dollars.
per month. And an interesting fact is that those living in New South Wales have the highest spending on groceries at 212 Australian dollars per week, whereas people in South Australia spend the least, with an average weekly grocery bill of 186
Oh,
Australian
that's
dollars.
one guy that
In
keep
my case, I
complaining
live
about
with my
housing
partner.
prices.
We're a two-person household, and we
that
spend
guy.
around 700 to
And keep
800
blaming-
per month
blaming
on
the
grocery
government.
bills. Now, if you're moving to Australia,
Like,
something
it's
that
like-
I
it's
always
like you-
recommend
you-
doing
you- you
in order
wanna
to
give your
estimate
life to the
your
government for some
grocery
reason.
bill
Yeah.
per month,
This-
especially
I-
if you're
if I-
outside
if I search it
Australia,
up
is
on
to
YouTube
jump
right now,
on
I
the
think I can
coast
find
it.
of
And at the
Woolworths
same time,
website.
those people
These
are the
the
most
largest
anti-government.
supermarket
Ah,
chains.
found
And
him.
you can create
Found
your
him.
own
You know him?
cart by selecting the items
No.
you usually buy. This way you
Oh,
can have a
man.
better understanding of
You
how
keep
much you will be
blaming it.
spending. Now,
It's
if it
funny, they...
Australia's middle class is being gutted, wages are stagnant, homes are unaffordable, and our cities are bursting at the seams.
Yeah.
This isn't an accident. It's a managed decline, a deliberate plan to keep the elite rich
Your turn,
while
Emeka.
everyone else fights over the scraps. Sound
no.
familiar? Because the same thing happening in the UK Empire. Once very strong nations, now hollowed out by greed and short-term thinking.
Oh, shit,
This isn't
bro, I
just
nearly
bad
crashed.
policy, it's a betrayal. And if we don't wake up now,
You're at fault,
Australia
Thomas.
could slowly fade away, just like
You're
the
fault.
Roman
You're
Empire.
fault.
I'm Vicar Constantinos, and that's what we're going to talk about
Straightforward.
today.
He's very straightforward, I have to give that to him.
Why would they
It's hard to
deliberately plan
concentrate
to
when-
destroy a
Sometimes
country?
he was like,
That's an excellent
being
question.
nice.
And another question is why
he's
aren't
he's
you
always honest
subscribed
with
to
me.
my
Okay.
channel? If you saw a
I think-
$50 bill on the footpath, you'd pick that bloody thing up. Now, my videos may not be that valuable and you might regret it, but you know what they say, the greatest risk in life is not taking a risk. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Today we're checking out a video from the Cyberpunk Dingo, and the video is titled 3 Nations, Same Collapse, The Truth is Worse Than You Think. Let's check it out.
Canada's middle class is drowning in debt and housing costs. The UK's factories are ghosts, its taxes choking what's left. Australia's flooding with newcomers while wages flatline and homes turn to fantasies.
Canada, UK and Australia are all going down the same path towards financial bankruptcy and societal destruction.
How did this happen? More curiously, why does it feel so deliberate? It's not chaos, it's a plan, and it's called managed decline.
Managed decline.
My question is, why would 3 extremely prosperous nations
It's not the government,
purposely
man. It's
try
the-
to
it's the
make their
men,
countries
people.
worse?
Let's
Yeah.
rewind back to
Men
Rome,
became-
as you
becoming
do.
good.
If
That's
you
what happened.
squint, the parallels
You can't
are
blame them.
almost unnerving.
Countries and their citizens can get complacent because things have been good for
Blame
a long
government.
time. But just like Rome, an empire so large that no one at the time would have thought it ever could fall, is now a study for the history books. But scarily, many people say that history often repeats.
By the 2nd century AD, Rome's economy was addicted to expansion. Conquer, plunder, repeat. But when the conquest slowed, so did the spoils.
Everyone Everyone loves growth, but it's the way that you grow that makes all the difference. One way increases the living standards for all citizens, yet the other way can make life worse for the majority of people.
When Rome's population declined and birth rates dropped, they opened the borders, not out of charity, but survival. Roman citizenship was extended to nearly every free man in the empire. The reason? Taxes.
So the empire was running out of money. The rich required more money to live their lavish lifestyles. So let's bring in more people to pay more taxes to keep the entire thing going.
Well, that's
Sounds
okay, but the
awfully
citizens should be
familiar.
richer.
The concept of managed decline has quietly migrated from the ruins of history into modern policy. It was used when a company was too far gone to save, so management focused on slowing down the collapse, salvaging what they could, and keeping appearances up on the way down.
So is Australia, UK and Canada ultimately headed
At least in the
towards
middle, man, I'm
collapse?
cold.
Shockingly, the conditions in
singlet.
these countries have been deteriorating at a very rapid pace.
Because quietly,
Red.
it solves a very inconvenient problem. When the effort required to fix something becomes
Personal?
greater than the political
Okay,
will,
I did.
managed decline
It is
offers
what it
an
is.
easy way out.
So the question is, does any leader
like that.
actually have the will
Hey,
to
look,
try to turn their
went
countries
to red.
around? Or are they happy to...
Did you see that? Go again.
Go for it.
Go again. Go.
I think that's a. Oh no, it's not a cop.
Look at camera up.
You're
don't
watching
go.
the slow destruction of once very prosperous nations.
Debts climb, industries die, borders stay open. The middle class is
undercover.
squeezed until it vanishes. And instead of turning the ship around, governments are focused on slowing the sinking.
The middle class being squeezed is a huge one. See, at the moment, with house prices ultra high, many people still feel relatively wealthy. But let's say something happened and a lot of that housing wealth disappeared.
Fuck this guy's
Overnight, you
voice,
have
man.
very few middle class
Change it.
left. Going back to the olden days when
Change
you
it.
had the rich who were the lords, and then you had the poor who were the peasants. Is that where we're headed?
Managed decline is less about falling off a cliff and more about quietly swapping out real, sustainable wealth creation for paper growth.
So in other words, it's about prior.
So I definitely don't want to give anyone the idea that the only reason I'm
this
doing
guy's
this is for money,
voice
because
is
that couldn't
even
be
more
further from the
annoying.
truth, and I would be doing this regardless
me
of how
play
much money I
music so I
make.
can focus.
But I have a feeling this video
For
might
YouTube.
inspire.
Look, if you believe that you need a Hollywood-grade camera worth thousands of dollars, a tech degree, or 1 million subscribers before your YouTube channel even matters, you've been lied to. And I say that from personal experience because I used to buy into all of those lies
All right,
as
turn it
well.
off.
Truth is YouTube is way easier than you
Turn it
think,
off.
especially if you're even slightly...
Fucking hell, man.
What's wrong?
I need to focus.
Tell me what you see when you look at me. Sumbalaja to Majubadi. My problem is that to sabi you. Pop party for the poop party.